course, superintendent.
That's very. Now, if they're in landscaping field, do you actually go out in the field? Obviously, you must go out in the field to teach them landscaping. You mentioned something about golf courses. Hit on that a little bit.
Yes, right now, one of our other instructors, Bob Del Vecchio, is out with a group of students, and I believe they're building a stone wall at someone's house. They also do anything out in the community, especially for the municipalities, that is related to our curriculum. So it could be renovation of a lawn, planting a new lawn, could be doing tree work in the winter. There's a variety of projects that the students do out in the community with real hands-on learning, just as they would in the world of work.
Now, how do the classes fit in, the educational classes fit into this area? Because this is a high school. How do you work this all together?
Right. In the technical area, besides all the hands-on work that the students do, they have a theory class. And our students have at least an hour of a day of instruction in a theory class where they learn botanical names and the science behind the horticultural crops they're growing and working with.
Sounds intense.
It is. Yes, it is, but I think it's a great mix for the right student.
I think it would be nice to see some of the work that's being done right here. Maybe you will be able to show us some of the work that's being done here in the arrangement, some of the floral arrangements are absolutely gorgeous. And maybe we can talk to some of the students. What do you say?
Great. I think that sounds good. We have some students working on arrangements right now.
Good. Let's take a look at that.
And we have Lucas Benson here, a junior in our horticulture program. And Lucas is making some floral arrangements for Thanksgiving. And the amazing thing is, prior to today, Lucas, how many arrangements have you made before?
None. Zero.
Zero. Okay. So as you can see over here, Lucas is working on one long, low centerpiece that's going to be for an order. But prior to that, he made two beautiful arrangements. Do you think you could pick one of those up, Lucas? He made two beautiful arrangements here that can be purchased here in Roots and Roses before the Thanksgiving holiday, and you can bring it home for your centerpiece. Lucas, we're pretty diverse here in the horticulture program, and I know your favorite thing is not making floral arrangements, but it is part of your curriculum. What's your favorite thing in the horticulture program?
I like being outside with like chainsaws and trees and stuff. Anything physical.
What do you think you want to do when you graduate from Cape Cod Tech?
To start, I want to be an arborist, but then possibly marine biology.
Great. And everything that you learn here, you can transfer to those careers. But an arborist, especially when we have big storms come in, is a great thing to be here on Cape Cod. So, but Lucas here is, all students work in and learn the skills they need through all different parts of the horticulture areas. So all students get some introduction to floral design and greenhouse management. So Lucas is in his rotation now where he's spending some time in the floriculture area, and we're lucky enough that he's here during Thanksgiving. And as you can see, he has the skills he needs already that he could probably get a job in a florist shop if he wanted that.
I mean, I envy their talent because to me this is a fabulous talent. Arrangement, balance, color, and good luck.
One.
Now,
next week on Thanksgiving, we'll be here. We have on Monday and Tuesday because, of course, we won't be here on Wednesday and Thursday due to the holiday. But we'll have a couple students here in a little while to show you the rest of the arrangements.
All right.
No, speaking of that.
Well, this is really exciting. At least I am, and I know you will be. And if you were here, you would be. We've got a bag of ladybugs here. And tell us what you're going to do with them and why.
Well, we're going to release these ladybugs. We have 9,000 in the bag that Lucas is holding. We're not going to release all 9,000 right at this moment. And ladybugs are a natural predator to aphids. Now, I'm not saying we have a big aphid problem here, but sometimes for educational purposes, we do let a few insects grow in here. So We plan to release a small amount today. We'll also release some this afternoon after you folks leave. We'll probably do that once a week for the next 3 weeks to help maintain more of a healthy population of aphids. Sometimes the ladybugs will also eat other insects if there aren't enough aphids around, and there really aren't many aphids. We got a couple of white flies around too, because the students, of course, needed to learn what a white fly was, so we needed to make sure we had one. It's a highlight. Either students love to release the ladybugs or they prefer not touching them.
Oh, I love ladybugs, but what happens to them then after you release them? They just stay here on the plants, and if I buy these, do I go home with ladybugs?
Usually we don't let you go home with ladybugs. What will happen is, as long as there's a healthy crop of insects for them to eat in here, they'll stay and they'll munch on the insects for many weeks to come.
Well, this is an experience, so let's get with it. We are.
Hands first. Yeah, let's wait. Emily's right.
Are you believing this? This is really exciting.
Okay, so we're going to wet our hands a little bit, and the plants are fairly wet.
Okay, they are releasing ladybugs. Let's save that. Oh, wow. Now, I know ladybugs are red. What happened to these guys?
This is a ladybird beetle. There's many different species of ladybugs. These here, they're quite active now because we've been talking for a little bit. Would you like some,
Yes.
Betty? Okay, there you go.
Can you see our ladybugs? And they tickle. They actually tickle.
And if you're not careful, you might bring some home with you, so just be careful that they don't go up your sleeves.
Yes, ma'am. Well, this is really exciting. I've never in my life thought that I would be doing this. Now, don't go up my sleeve because you're not coming home with me. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Can we continue on? Okay, Nancy. Just 1 second, Nancy. Hang on there. Don't go away.
It's up to them.
I think we're getting this. How does that feel?
Yeah, sure. Feels a little weird. A lot of them. Yeah. That would be cool.
This isn't the same kind of ladybug I see at home.
It's a different species.
It's a different species.
After you release the ladybugs, especially if we release a large number of them, you will feel like they're crawling on you sometimes for hours to come.
No.
The other thing that Emily noticed yesterday when they came in via UPS from the hills of California was she put it up to her ear, and what did it sound like?
Sounded like Rice Krispies.
Sounded like Rice Krispies. Once they were out at room temperature for a while, they were crawling around in there, and it really did, I had never noticed before, sounded like snap, crackle, pop. This is a great experience for our students here to learn how to use beneficial insects, a healthy way to control different pests in the greenhouse environment rather than just coming in and indiscriminately applying different pesticides. We try to be very ecologically friendly.
Very interesting. Very interesting. About the pesticides. So does this replace totally pesticides from your greenhouse, or is this just a?
That's a great question. It will not replace pesticides totally. We're looking for an attractive crop here that's going to be free of insects and disease. This will take care of many of our insect problems, but we use a method called integrated pest management, where we use manual controls as well as biological controls such as this, and we do safely apply some pesticides.
Well, this has been the most exciting morning I have ever experienced. Never in my life did I think I'd be helping to release ladybugs. But boy, do I appreciate what's going on. So we're going to continue on with the students and with Nancy to the store, Roots and Roses. So and it is 3. You're not. You're doing this in here? Well, what an experience trip this has been. We are now at the Roots and Roses store. This is a floral and garden store open to the public. We'll give you the hours and some of the information on that.
We're here with Emily Hardy on my right, and on my far right, Megan Bell. They're both juniors here in the floriculture program. As you saw earlier with Lucas, Lucas was making centerpieces, and we have Emily and Megan up here doing the same thing. Emily and Megan have had a little bit more instruction in the floriculture area and in floral design, so you can see that their arrangements are a little bit more involved. Emily, can you tell me what your favorite thing about the floriculture area is?
My favorite thing is making mixed bouquets.
Great. Well, we are doing that this afternoon. What about Megan? I think her favorite thing is making floral arrangements. Am I correct, Megan?
Yes, you're correct.
Great. What do you see as a job that you would like to have when you leave here, when you graduate next year?
I would like to go into making arrangements for weddings and stuff like that. I like that.
Great. Well, we're going to have to make sure we get into that curriculum pretty soon for you. So I just want to mention there is a ladybug crawling around over here. So we brought them in here with us. So this is one of the many things that our students do here in Roots and Roses. We're here and we're open from 11:30 to 1, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays typically. We're also open additional hours during the busy holiday seasons. Now, we're not just here for the floral holidays. You could come into our greenhouse, which you saw where we were releasing the ladybugs, in the spring and at any time of the year. In the spring, you'll see a large crop of annuals, perennials, herbs. Throughout the year, we have house plants. We have a lot of hanging plant house plants, floor plants, and the students learn the culture and care of those plants right from the part where they maybe start plants from seed to propagation of plants from cuttings to growing to a saleable crop and then bringing them here in Roots and Roses.
Roots and Roses, before we close our conversation, is a retail shop. You can order flowers. You can call in your order. You can come down and pick up your order. I'm going to give the phone number, 508-432-4500, extension 316. Very easy. Plenty of parking, gorgeous arrangements. You meet the youngsters who are learning here, and they're doing gorgeous work. I'm just so impressed. When we were coming through the greenhouse, I noticed some gorgeous poinsettias. What are you doing with those plants? What will you be doing with those plants?
Well, we'll eventually be selling the plants, but what's interesting about the poinsettias is the students started those the first week of school from a small rooted cutting, which is called a plug. They studied the poinsettias in their theory classes to understand the culture and care of them, and now they've grown them in the greenhouse from that first week in September. So we try to do that with many crops where we just start from the beginning of the crop right to the end where it's a saleable crop, and we sell it here in Roots and Roses. In addition, during the Christmas season, we will have fresh flower arrangements. We're known for our boxwood trees, which are a small tabletop boxwood tree. Students really enjoy making those. We sell a great number of those, and those will probably be available starting about the second week in December. And you can certainly come in and see what we have, or if there was a special order you'd like, you could give us a call, and we'd be glad to take your order.
Gee, Nancy, thank you so much. And girls, Emily and Megan, thank you. It was a joy meeting you and your other classmates. And we're just so proud of the work you're doing, really. I think we're going to have to close down our little interview. I hate leaving. But remember, this is a store. This is open to the public, and the work being done is professional. It's under the great guidance of Nancy Knight. Thank you again, and maybe we'll come back.